When I speak to kids, the way that they can relate to it is often like a scary movie that they've seen. But when I tell them that I didn't eat, or that I had braids in my hair, and he pulled them out by the roots so that it might be harder for somebody to recognize me, they can relate to that. My story may be on the extreme end of the spectrum. A lot of people, most people, can't understand what it's like to be chained in a monster's basement. On New Year's Day 2002, after this 8-month grooming process, between dinner and dessert, I walked outside to meet this person just to say hi. I went to turn around, and next thing I knew, I heard my name being called, and then I was in a car, and this man was squeezing my hand so tightly that I thought it was broken. And he was barking commands at me: be good, be quiet, the trunk's cleaned out for you. And he just started driving. And I noticed the street signs, they were familiar at first, but then they started to change to streets that I couldn't recognize. And then eventually he took me to a toll booth. And this was a moment of hope for me. I thought, okay, this person, here's somebody else. They're going to look into this car. They're going to see this crying little girl, and they're going to at least ask. But that's not what happened. Money was transferred, gate lifted, and he just kept on driving. And that moment was gone. I knew I was going to die if my parents couldn't find me. And I knew they were looking. I know my parents, they are superheroes. They were going to do everything in their power to find me. Everybody knows the shy, quiet girl. Everybody knows that person. Since I was so shy, being online gave me the ability to speak up a little bit more. And through this process of being introduced through friends, I was introduced to the person who would eventually abduct me. But first, he acted like he was my friend, and he immediately began to groom me. The grooming process, as I said, it's so effective. It sounds silly, but it's like brainwashing. And certainly when it comes to a child, it could very easily cause a child to walk out of the front door, of their front door, to maybe get into a car, or maybe to even go to an airport and get on an airplane. It is absolutely crucial that flight attendants and airport personnel are trained to recognize and report the signs of human trafficking. Flight attendants, while they are positions of authority, they're positions of authority who always have a smile on their face, who are giving you treats or asking if you're comfortable. They're very kind. You can sense that, and you can really sense it as a child. You can feel warmth from people. And to have somebody say, hey, are you okay? That warmth would possibly give a child the ability to say, no, I'm not. So many children are trafficked through air travel. It's convenient. It's the fastest way to get from A to Z. We can't help to silence them. We have to help them to become survivors. Because flying is so routine, and there are very specific steps that flight attendants take. Every single flight, they're able to recognize when something is just a little bit off. It makes me think of me being a little girl going through that toll booth. And what if that person had been trained? What if that person knew what to do? I would tell the flight attendants who want to help, thank you. Thank you for choosing to stand up and do what is right, to not ignore the issue, to not just talk about it even, but to truly make a decision to help fix it.